gender, instructor-led. I should record this one too, but I'm gonna edit this part because I really.
Do you mind? Can I write this agenda down?
You should have it. You should have it.
I feel like, and did I see this online?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you won't see this because this is clinical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I see, okay.
Yeah, so it kind of tells you everything I'm
in
going
here.
through. Yeah,
okay,
so you are
this is
going
what
here. So
at.
teaching method. So we are in
Gotcha.
model 4 because you've done 3.
Okay.
So, but this is kind of my back end.
Okay.
So you won't have this, but you could just, you could hear it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No. This is on the back end. You won't see this. I didn't put this. That's the reason why you gotta come to school.
Yeah, no, I was like, no, I know, like, it says some of this stuff that we'll be going over, and we talked about some of this stuff. Okay, cool. This is cool.
So, so instructor-led training, model 1, we're going to talk about single braid. Model 2, Afro twist. We're going to do coil set. And advanced braiding protective style. We're going to also do model 5, model 6. Model 5 is yarn braid. And within yarn braid, we also do crochet. And then model 6, making a wig, and lock and style. So we're just going to walk through them quickly because the whole point is I want you to be able to talk to your students about this. Most cosmetology schools now, like I said, they do teach some kind of textured hair. You do nails, but that's fine. I'm just going to teach you like you do textured hair. All right. So they do. So there are some of this that they don't really teach in school, but because you as an instructor, just having the concept of that would drive you into helping them learn that other aspect, like braids. They do teach braids in Cosmo to their students, like Afro twist. They don't really do twists, right? But they might do some kind of twist because now, depending on what the curriculum requires, all this training that you get here are relevant in your classroom. All right, so Minnesota Board Standard. This course is designed to meet and exceed Minnesota Board Cosmetology Continuing Education requirement with special emphasis on clinical floor technique that instructor must master to effectively teach students working with textured hair. So for instance, like if you were to say you want to come to a school like mine, all of this would be great for you to apply in the classroom. All right, demonstration. Show precise technique with clear narrative and positioning that allows students to observe critical details. Guide. Provide hands-on training without taking over, using verbal cues, and gently correction when needed, which is the best way students learn is when you show them on the floor, and then you apply. You don't and then you can kind of walk them through. You do that with nails. You walk them through on, okay, you could correct this, without taking it away from them, because you need them to have that hands-on. You need them to be able to think about it, process it, and do it, which is the why this part that you just did right now. The apply, frame, teach, demonstrate, break down, engage. So, and then evaluation. Assess students' work against Minnesota Board Standard. So every time we teach, we have to make sure that we're meeting the board standard, we're giving corrective feedback that builds confidence. We don't kill their confidence, we build their confidence. A good example, sometimes I'll tell the students, how am I doing? Check in with me every time you know that you freeze. Have a freeze moment. Don't feel like it's done. When you have that freeze moment, that's when you call me. That's when I'll unfreeze you. Split the game. It's okay, freeze, we unfreeze you, right? So because they would have that, and sometimes they'll have that freeze moment, and some of them just get stuck and cannot move. So I'm like, guess who gets to unfreeze you? Yeah. I am the instructor to help you unfreeze. All right, exemplary professional standard with clients communication. Ergonomics, how do you stand? You have to have your proper stance, right? When you're doing someone's hair. It's so important so you don't hurt your back. So we have ergonomics is so important. A lot of times, people do textured hair, or people that do textured hair, they don't understand how your ergonomics play a big factor in doing the services. And then, sanitation at all times. We know that sanitation. And sorry, if it feels like I'm reading to you, let me know when we stop. So, model 1. Single box braid. Clinical experience Focus on teaching precise parting, constant tension, proper execution, application technique to meet Minnesota professional standard. All right. So here he is. We'll be back.
All right.
All right. So single box braid learning objective, parting and precision. Demonstrate and evaluate clean symmetrical part that maintain consistent size alignment. 2, tension control. It's very important to tell your student how to hold the braids, right? But let's go back to parting precision. First of all, we talk about parts. And again, this applies if you were teaching textured hair. What are the kind of parts you want them to understand? That different kind of part. Most importantly, we have your squares, we have your triangle, we have your diamond shape, and we have your curvature. All right, so I tell people, when you're teaching textured hair, you're doing math. A lot of math is involved when it comes to how you teach textured hair. And how you even braid, right? So when you're talking to them about parting, how you say, okay, give me a square section. Let's see here, let's have this going. Right, give me a square section. Now we're talking about single box braid. Give me a square section. How would you know what part size to tell them? You gotta use what? A measuring comb.
Yeah.
A measuring comb gets applied, right? So for me, I'll tell my students, I'll say, hey, you start with having your measuring comb. You cannot do anything without that measuring comb. That measuring comb is very important. It is the extension of you learning. So it's like a pen in your hand, right? Apply that measuring comb, and then you go from 1 inch to 2 inch to 3 to 4. This inches gets bigger in sizes, right? So 1 inch would be your small. Your 2 inches medium, large, extra large, and then if you want extra small, it's going to be half an inch. Extra small, right? So once you kind of define it for them, it helps them make sense. There is no way in the world they're not gonna grasp that. Mm-hmm. Because now they're not looking at it like, Miss K.
Yeah, Miss K.
Miss K, right, yes, thank you. Right, Miss K is not just wanting me to draw a square. Miss K just does that one square section. Miss K want half an inch square section. Or you can say, you come into class and say, today, I want every one of you to give me small box braid. Instantly in their head, or small single braid, instantly in their head, oh, she wants one extension. So that way, you teach properly, it assimilates, they understand it, they grasp it, because now they can tie it to something that makes sense. And that goes for the rest of the party. All right. Okay. Woo. Yeah, this does that. Okay. So, and then as far as tension is very important, because it brings us back to when we first talked about consultation. And sometimes when you're doing textured hair, consultation is from the beginning of the service to the end of the service. You're consistently asking for questions, you're asking for feedback from the client. You're consistently checking in. Yes, you've had your initial consultation with them, they are comfortable now, and tension is really your client. You got to teach your students, your students have to understand how to ask their client, how is that? How is it hurting? Consistent feedback is going to help with tension control. So teach appropriate tension technique that protects client's scalp while ensuring braids longevity. Has to do with the client giving them feedback while they are in the chair. Not the first time you come in and you have that initial consultation. Not the first time you come in, you have that initial consultation that tension get discussed and is done, because somebody might tell you, oh, I'm not tender-headed, my mom is so used to pulling my hair, but they might be in the chair that you've never done their hair before, so how would you know? So getting your students to understand that asking for feedback consistently while in service, and most importantly, we have different sensitivity all around the head. Someone might have tension with the pull on the front of their hair. It could be the center, it could be the back. So consistent feedback is how we battle that tension control conversation with our client. Then extension integration. Guide students in seamless blending of extension with natural hair for professional graded result. And that's very easy. That's a show and tell. You demonstrate to your student how they integrate hair, how they feed in extension. And everybody does it differently. For me, sometimes I'll tell my students, show me what you can do. And then I watch their hands. Because a lot of times, especially when it comes to teaching textured hair, your students sometimes come in already doing it for so long. Mm-hmm. They've done it for family. I mean, before textured hair education ever came to Minnesota, people were doing this at home. So it's not. So a lot of the students you will get when it comes to textured hair are already equipped with some type of knowledge. So knowing where they are, because us as instructors, we want to meet them where they're at, right? Yes. We're not trying to have them meet us where we're at, right? Yes. So I would tell them, all right, show me what you got. And while they're showing me, I check how is their hand placement, how is their stance, right? And how are they integrating that extension in? And 10 out of 9, I like to say 10 out of 9 because that 10 is big, because it's not 9 for 9, 10 for 10. A lot of times your students are going to need help. Even the ones that said, I've been doing it, and now you get that when even coming to nails. Ooh, Miss K, come on now, I've been doing this since I was born. Yeah. But that's what makes you the instructor, because you have this technique to help them kind of change or correct, or even help them get better at their at doing what they love to do. All right. Don't lose that. Good girl. You didn't lose it yet? No, you didn't. All right. So, and then we have finish technique. Evaluate proper sealing, finish method that meets safety and standard. So when they finish, they show you what they've done. And again, you have to kind of show and tell first. And then when they show you what they've done, and you just make sure, are they properly sealing the hair? Are they properly finishing it? Sometimes some people think, well, if I braid, I'm done. Okay, no, how do you dust through the hair, right? Trim through the hair. Are you cutting or are you dusting? How you show them how to properly dust, how to seal the hair, how to properly handle even hot water to make sure they're not going to hurt their client or they're not going to hurt themselves. I have to put this properly. I have one that can follow me up and down. Yeah, this one, well, it's over there, but it's not charged. All right. Okay. I should have it back so you can see it properly, but then I'll be too far. Just have it back here. Can you see that and that? No?
A little bit. Now I'm just looking.
Let me see. What if I flip it this way?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, better still this way. How is that? No. Let's see here. How about that?
Yep, I can see this.
Can you see that?
Just a little bit, and your phone is tilted. Now you're only gonna get one. Okay, that's a little better, but I'm looking at that.
Okay, so all right.
So yep, you're only gonna get one. It looks like.
Let me see.
Unless you come back.
Father
Yep.
and center. Do I have both now?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Tilt it just a little bit. Go this way. Okay. Yeah, you're only gonna probably get one.
No.
Unless you're from the corner. Oh, that's like a little bit of both.
Okay.
Oh, now you killed it. Oh.
How's that?
Yep, and yep. The phone is just keeps sliding. So it's like a little bit of...
Yeah.
But that's what you really need.
Oh, I do get, yeah, I get a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. That works.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, all right. We're just gonna move on. It's gonna be quick. So, single break setup preparation, right? Before you come to class, first of all, you as instructor have to know what they need, right?
I think I have this list, right?
You think you do in your.
Didn't you send me a supply in the supply
yes,
list?
I do. I sent you a supply list for your class though, not for the students.
Right. Yeah. For the
but I'm very sure whatever school you will be teaching for, even if it's your school, you'll be able to come up with this list. It's pretty easy. It's not hard. Because this tools already come in there $2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they will definitely have that. Or you will. But most importantly, setup and preparation. Before you come into class, you gotta tell your students required tools, right? They bring their required tools, they bring their required product, and for single perk spray, a tail comfort precision, hedging smoothing, sectioning clips, extension pre-stretch. If you want to do pre-stretch, for me, at my school, I do stretch because I teach you how to stretch. What if you find yourself in the jungle of Africa and they don't have pre-stretch? What are you gonna do, right? So I like to teach you with hair that it's not stretch because life gets easy. Everybody have the pre-stretch now to make things go easy, but I teach you so as well. You will be very versatile when you're working with pre-stretch hair or hair that is not stretch. All right, and then cutting shears. You bring your cutting shears because you're going to use to dust. Hot water for synthetic sealing. So you got if they are in their own salon, they're gonna have to have some kind of way to seal the hair. We can't seal the hair with glue anymore. We can't use. So we gotta have some either a kettle or some ways to get hot water. Ideally, not smart to have your microwave running water. You put a cup in there and have the microwave warm it up and dip. No, you want to have a kettle running. And then brake spray. You want them to be water based, right? Because they need that. Well, the reason why it's important to have it water based is because it saturates better into the hair.
Okay.
And then your shining serum, silicone free. If you're using serum, ideally for my school, I teach my students how to use natural products. So I have a lot of essential oils and I kind of have a list of what they do. So you can go back there, grab an oil that meets the need of what the client, so like a good jojoba oil would be a sealing serum for me. Would fall under that shine serum because it goes down to critical, it moisturizes the hair. Versus if I use, for instance, if they have tightness to the scalp, you could put a little bit of peppermint on a towel, lay it down. It would help calm their hair down, also give them the moisture they need while helping them with like itchiness and also calming down the scalp. So all of that is good to know. find a better way out of it, that's why. Oh, did I log out completely? No, I did not. No, it's right here. Oh, great, wonderful. I logged out completely. All right. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we just,
It
it is
happens.
going nuts, it said. All this 1,000 things. I'm gonna close out of this completely and just restart. Oh my God, come on.
What is this building?
You mean it's just have a bunch of businesses in there.
Is it like an art building?
Yeah, there's a heart in front, and there's it's just a bunch of businesses. So many different kind of businesses are in here. Okay, all right. When that happened. Okay. Before I could see my screen and see what's going on the board. I don't know why I can't do that anymore. I need to. Well, I have someone coming to figure it out for me today. Cause I've been battling with that. I don't necessarily like this, so I'm going to see if I can get. Because when I teach too, it's very bothersome. Okay. This and move down. Awesome. Okay, good. I can move down with this then. With this, let me see. Oh, perfect. All right. Any questions so far? All right. So single box spread teaching part technique. Section management. They demonstrate how to section the entire head into 4 or 6 quadrants before beginning detailed box parting. I like 6 quadrant because they are young. Some of them are still learning. So having them work in small sections helps them better versus having 4. 4 tends to be more of a professional thing. Most professionals, when they do hair, they break the hair into, they'll have, some people even do 2, where they'll have the front, and then you've gone to a braid shop, and they'll have the front out, and they'll have, that's 2 quadrants. But some people will do 4, like I do 4. I'll kind of, okay, where do you want your part? I want a middle part, I want a side part. Then I'll section your hair in the center if you want a center part. If you want a side, I'll do side, and I'll have this 2 quadrant, and then I'll have this 2 back quadrant. But for my students, I usually will do 6 to 8 quadrants. 8 I don't really do because sometimes that's really small on the mannequin head. So 6 quadrants is really good to have them start with helping them learn how to part the hair. And then box creation. Teach students how to create clean, uniform part from box braid using a tail comb. Emphasize straight lines and consistent sizing. Consistent sizing is going to start from here. Remember when I told you that having them use that measuring comb, bringing that measuring comb to the table